Whoa, that was loud and proud. Good morning and welcome to Around the Table with Dan and Ann this fun Monday morning.
Welcome, Ann.
The Monday after Easter.
Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing, Dan?
I'm doing good. Had a good night's sleep.
You did?
Yeah.
Are you still asleep?
A little bit.
Did you hunt Easter eggs, Dan?
No, didn't hunt any.
That was not in your department?
Had a really nice Easter dinner, though.
You did? Good.
Yeah, it had some Cornish hen.
Yeah, you talked
hen?
about the Cornish hen thing.
You know, we did talk about that, and we said, now, are those full-grown chickens, or are they a special breed?
Right. What are they?
They're only 3 or 4 months old.
See, I knew it. It's like veal with the young calves. It's
they tasted pretty good.
tender meat and yeah.
I feel kind of bad now.
Wrong. Doesn't it seem just wrong to eat that?
Well, I didn't know before, but you know, you never know it's a sin until somebody says, "It's a sin."
Well, I don't know if it's a sin.
Well, you feel kind of guilty.
But
aren't you supposed to feel guilty when you sin?
Of course, I don't feel. Yes, you should. I don't feel guilty because I didn't eat the little Cornish hen. But I did eat some chicken wings, so I guess that's just.
No.
Anyway.
I'm going to eat the rest of it today, so.
Oh, it wasn't big enough that you. I mean.
Oh no, they were nice and big. Yeah. Like 2 meals.
Fluffy little chicks.
Well, they're plumpy. Plump. I don't know how fluffy they are. They're plumpy.
Plumpy. Okay.
I didn't know how they. I didn't know they did that. I think that's a waste of meat, really. You could have waited till they got older.
Well, I kind of wonder what is the whole. I guess because it's tender. You know, what's the whole draw? Why a Cornish hen? Why do we do that?
Where did the history of Cornish hens come from?
I don't know, Dan.
Did somebody that was raising chickens had way too many? Said, look, we're going to have to,
maybe
eradicate some of these. So they just started eating them.
Maybe when they started seeing they had combs or something and were going to be roosters, maybe they went. Well, they wouldn't be hens then.
I don't feel guilty now.
But they're not hens if they're roosters.
What'd you call them hens? I guess couldn't you? Call them anything you want.
You can make up whatever you want to do.
Yep.
Dan the man. Well, we had a good day.
What'd you do?
It was pretty uneventful, but my kid did come over last night. But
your kid?
One of my children. I went and saw William and his family on Saturday because I knew they might have other plans. Mm-hmm. And then Robert and his old girlfriend came over last night. But Rich and I just
did you have to feed them?
I didn't have to feed them. They had already eaten. So.
Okay, well, good.
Although my son stands and looks in my refrigerator constantly. And he'll go and he'll do it, and then he'll come back and sit down. And we were going through some pictures, and he'll get back up and go over there, and I was like, it didn't change.
Yeah.
And I think it's habitual, a little bit of a habit.
Yeah.
Not necessarily starving to find something to eat.
What you got? I
exactly.
might want to wolf something down.
I gave him a can of soup. That's what he got out with, a can of soup.
Well, you've been posting some old pictures. You've been going through some of your memorabilia. Memorabilia, yeah.
Most definitely. I have found some really interesting pictures and some that Richard had no idea who I was, and that was back when I had the short little ugliest sin haircut. I looked different, and I had glasses, and I was just
you look kind of.
I was a little more plump than I am now.
Yeah, you were.
And Grandma Whitaker used to make all my clothes, so too. I had that whole thing going on for me. It's just a different
world. A little
world.
Frumpy?
Well, yeah, I felt a little frumpy. Yeah, I was a little frumpy. Not always.
Yeah.
But some of the clothes, I have one with John Paul Hammersmith at the Capitol in D.C.
Mm-hmm.
People, lordy. And my brother's pants I'll post them. I'll post that out there. I humiliated my brother on social media with a picture of us when we did baton lessons, and we were in the Christmas parade, and he was standing next to me. And
who was doing baton? Him?
Me and him both.
Oh, both of you? Okay.
Thank you, Mether. He said he didn't know how he got talked into that, but there you are. Anywho, it's been fun. It's been emotional, but it's been fun.
Well, that's what your life's all about, is memories.
Right.
I mean,
right.
If you didn't have memories, you would have a boring life every day. You would never look back and say, "Oh, I remember this."
Yeah, I agree. it's been
I talked to
it's a journey.
My brother, I have 2 half brothers, which don't have any interaction with them at all. Actually, I have 3 half brothers. Anyway, long story.
Okay.
But
you want to go into it? Do we need to dive in there?
Well, got an hour?
No, not for that. Sorry.
But my older brother, the one that I'm the blood brothers with, we reminisce about, because he was 2 years older than me, and we kind of grew up together and got into everything. I would say that he was more the prognosticator of.
So he got you in trouble. He's the one that got you in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was just an innocent kid walking around, just minding my own business. He goes, "Hey, let's do this," or we're going to do this, and let's get drunk, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll send him a text or something. I'll say, "Hey, you remember this?" Or it'll be coming up. I'll be talking to Kelly about something, and I'll remember something, and I'll say, "I wonder what his memory of that is."
Will you ask him then?
Oh yeah, I ask him, and 9 times out of 10 he goes, "I don't remember that."
Oh.
So I don't know.
My brother can remember all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
My memory's like your brother's.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I think I just blocked some things out. I don't know.
Yeah, I had a lot of memories as a child.
Mm-hmm. Well, you go back through pictures too, and they spark memories into you. I remember that.
And I can see something like an old TV show or something. I remember that from that.
Yeah.
So
It's
I'm
fun.
pretty well connected to my past.
Good for you. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anyway.
Let's connect to the weather.
Well, we had quite a bit. Well, we had some severe weather over the weekend. And
did you listen to I listened to Storm Track 360 yesterday.
Yeah.
Religiously.
Uh-huh.
Those guys were on top of it. Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
And we're standing out on the porch. Tornado warning, Bergman, Arkansas. We're looking.
Yeah, looking for it, and it wasn't there. Yeah, we had a lot of wind. We had some hellacious winds. It came through, and it lasted 5-10 minutes, and then that was it.
Gone.
Sun came out, and it was over with. But some people did get some bad weather.
Right.
Yeah.
But today is partly sunny, then gradually becoming sunny with a high near 74. And then tonight, mostly clear with a low of 50. Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high of 79. Tuesday night, mostly clear with a low of 53. And then Wednesday, a slight chance of rain comes into play at 40%. Mostly sunny with a high of 79. Wednesday night, a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms with a low of 58. And go ahead.
Thursday, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, then showers likely and a possible thunderstorm after 1 p.m. Partly sunny with a high near 77. Looks like 70% chance of rain. For Thursday night, 70% chance of rain continues with showers likely and possibly a thunderstorm. Low around 60. Friday, showers, possibly a thunderstorm one more time. High 75. 80% chance of rain. 30% chance of rain Friday night. Low 56. And then Saturday and Sunday, looks like the rain diminishes down to 30%. And the high for Saturday is 74. And 77 for the high on Sunday. So
maybe it will just diminish itself on out of the forecast.
Yes.
That would be my pick right there.
So we want to let people know that Stone Bank is our sponsor for this program. We really appreciate them to being on our show, pushing us through the hour. And their slogan is Boulder Banking.
Yes.
Check
and
them
we
out.
should also mention that Phase 4 of Downtown Branson streetscape work, well, it says here it's closed. The last memo I got. But this was last week, so I'm not 100% sure. But Dick's 5 and Dime is open and giving away 5 $100 gift certificates every week. So get yourself on down to Dick's 5 and Dime. The only winners I have listed are the ones we went over last week. But Alcie Lachey, Nancy Chance, Beth Summers, Robin Monosmith, and Barbara Hines.
These are all out of staters, too, most of them.
So, there you go. But go to Dick's 5 and Dime.
Dang it, go to Dick's 5 and Dime.
5 and Dime for your goods and your needs. Okay. Let's. You want to preface the whole topic to ponder?
Topic to ponder. Yeah, this is a kind of a hodgepodge of different ideas that I've came up with. I thought I was going to do something all on the county.
Did you run out of questions?
I've run out of questions. There's only a couple things in the county that really are concerning to people.
Right.
And what is the number one thing that is concerning to people? Roads.
Right.
Roads. So I'm just going to give you my answer now. My roads suck. They're bad. They're horrible. And I've lived out there for 30-some years, 35 years, and this is the worst they've ever been.
Well,
I have to, you have to call them as you see them. And I thought, well, let's see what the other people have to say.
We're going to play our intro first because Dan's already. We're
already
done.
answered the
We're
question.
done with it.
Yeah.
Can we go ahead?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Get up, get moving, get those thinking caps on. It's time to ponder this topic.
How do you feel about the quality of the roads in the county?
Well, let me tell you.
You've answered.
No, they could
but-
be better. They could be a lot better. And I don't know why they're not. I mean, in years past, they have been.
Yeah.
I have to. It's not that I want to drive 3 miles an hour on a dirt road. I think you should be able to drive at least 10 miles an hour, or maybe the maximum 10 or 15 or whatever. And it's horrible.
I don't know what the difference is in a designated county road and say just the road like I live on. It's in the county, but is it considered a county road? Like there's some that are designated county roads.
Does your county maintain it?
Somebody will grade on it. Yes.
That's probably county.
So I figure it is.
Yeah.
But like they came through. We were griping last week. They came through, but they moved the gravel into the potholes. But
there was no grading involved.
not really.
No, they used to.
Not real get down in there grading.
They used to to actually grade a road, you have to get down below grade.
Yes.
That's why it's called grading.
Right.
You get down below the levelness of the road, and you churn it and make it level again.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, they have decided, from what I see, from what they're doing with our road, is they're just scraping.
Yes.
And they scrape the little rocks and pebbles into the hole.
Yes.
And then a day or two later, it's worse than what it was. And my road, and you would think that they would make the rain go from one side of the road to the next, or make it round or whatever. But there's a trench of water going right down the middle of it, and you have to jump from one side to the next, and
Yeah.
I can wash my car every day. I've got one of those things, but it's just irritating.
Who do you address?
Well, I have tried to address. You call, no one answers.
Who do you call?
You call the county road department.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So people may want to know.
They can call.
Yeah.
Call them.
See if you can get anywhere.
See if you can get anywhere. I know my taxes
You're
are
not
going
the only
up.
person out there, with problems, I'm sure, but
Do
still.
we have any responses?
I'm sure we do, Dan. Probably numerous.
Let me look.
But we'll look and see. How do you feel about the quality of roads in the county? That would be Boone County specifically is what we're talking about. But I guess you could use Marion County, whatever county,
Yeah.
wherever you happen to live.
Let's see. How do you feel about your roads? Let's see. We have 15 comments. Let's see. After driving through Georgia this week, our roads are perfect. Okay. Okay. My wife says I live on a dirt road, almost no attention at all. Well, we know what we feel about it, but anyway, I'll read it anyway, just to be fair. Newton County roads start just down the road, and from there they are great. Never gravel, newer gravel, level, no huge potholes. Our dirt road is pathetic. Let's see, we have farmers using their tractor, and we do. We've got neighbors that come out and do the work. With their tractors, they try to fix them. Calls to the county go unheard. Can you tell this is the sore spot with me or her? Yeah. Let's see. Some of the dirt ones are better than some of their paved ones. In all seriousness, there where they need attention before any more decline. I'll give it a 5 out of 10. And that was Leslie King. Well, you're currently repaving a road that isn't even bad when there are worse areas that need attention, like Goblin Drive. Well, that's a city road, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get that. Okay. Let's all lead a charge to raise a county sales tax specifically for road improvements. Okay.
Different ideas.
And then Bill Boswell says, do you really think another tax will fix this? Okay. Let's see. And it goes on. It goes on. There's
Go to our Facebook
somebody
page.
says horrible. You know, if you live in a dirt road, I'm sure you're not happy. So
Go to our Around the Table Facebook page and give us your thoughts on that. Or Dan.
this is not one of your favorite topics, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
Mine not either. It's not
Yeah.
a favorite of one of mine either.
Yeah, so we may get some backlash. I don't know. So let's move on.
Okay.
Let's do Today in History because
Okay.
we don't have anything to do with that part. Right?
Yes.
Right.
We're doomed to repeat ourselves, so let's find out what happened today in history.
President Tu became a symbol of corruption, ineptness, and unresponsiveness. And that was why he had to go, the most unpopular man in South Vietnam today.
50 years ago today, South Vietnam's president
Nguyen Van Thuy.
Nguyen Van Thuy resigned after 10 years in office. Republican Senator Charles Percy of Illinois said good riddance. 9 days later, communist forces captured Saigon and South Vietnam ceased to be.
Okay. And then 48 years ago today.
Soon after the fumes
I am so sorry.
That's all right.
began
That's
to
fine.
rise, he turned
We'll skip.
to his right and looked over his shoulder. I thought he was looking at the victims' families.
Yes. This was 33 years ago. California conducted its first execution in 25 years. Robert Alton Harris had murdered 2 teenage boys in 1978. San Diego radio reporter Wade Douglas was one of the official witnesses at the San Quentin prison gas chamber.
And what he was trying to say when I so rudely interrupted, 48 years ago today, it was the first of many tomorrows for the musical Annie, which began its long run on Broadway. Andrea McArdle originated the title role and belted the show's most famous song, Tomorrow.
And it goes like this.
All right, next.
Everyone loved him. There's all different ages, races.
I think it just reaffirms how much he was cared for, how much he was loved.
I cried all day.
This was 9 years ago, back in 2016. Singer-songwriter Prince died in his Minnesota home at the age of 57. These fans gathered in Minneapolis to pay tribute. Yeah, that was a great loss. I like that guy.
Yeah.
It's good.
Thousands of police officers guarding the main places because they're fearing for more attacks.
6 years ago today, suicide bombings of 3 churches and 3 luxury hotels in Sri Lanka on Easter Sunday killed more than 250 people. The BBC's Azam Amin was at the scene for that. And then we can't play the next one.
Number 6 here, a birthday cut. 76 years ago today, actress and singer Patti LuPone became a star in 1979 on Broadway as the lead in Evita. And then there was a famous song that she sang. It was called Don't Cry for Me, Argentina.
Yep.
I'm Tony Maselli. You even remembered me when I was a boy. You said I was sweet and caring.
74 years ago today, actor Tony Danza was born. His credits include the sitcom Who's the Boss?
Got a little energy, doesn't he?
He does.
I guess I want what everybody wants, you know, career, love, marriage, children.
Here's another birthday cut. Back in 1958, 67 years ago, actress Andie MacDowell was born. Haven't seen her lately in anything. I wonder if she's retired. Her credits include Groundhog Day.
Yeah, we
Funny
all
show.
remember Groundhog Day. And then lastly,
You have to be 18 before you can bring yourself to own up to a lie. There are soldiers of 18 old enough to be left to die by the side of the road. Did you know that?
46 years ago today, actor James McAvoy was born. He was nominated for a Golden Globe for his role as Robbie Turner in the film Atonement.
A global deal.
Yeah. We have up for our guest after the break, Matt Grice.
Okay.
And Matt is with Grice's Everything.
Sounds like Grice's Grocery down there in Western Grove.
They have a farmer's market, which I didn't know that. And we're going to find out details about that. And then I told him he could come back and talk about whatever. So we'll find out where that leads. Stay with us. We'll be back after these few messages with Matt Grice. We'll be right back.
Around the Table, streaming live on Facebook and Hometown TV, channel 26.1.
Welcome back to Around the Table with Dan and Ann, and we have in the studio with us Matt Grice, and Matt is with, I said Grice is everything.
That's fine.
Because I wasn't really sure how to describe, because it looks like Grice's is very much part of the grocery deli, and you have a liquidation. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah, we got a few things going on. We've got the grocery and deli, the liquidation outlet. We've got the farmer's market.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a good way to say it. Just with Grice's, that's fine.
And you're located in Western Grove.
Located in Western Grove. Yep.
tell us, what I specifically saw first was about a farmer's market. Now, we have a farmer's market here in Harrison, but you have one as well in the Western Grove area, and I want you to hit on that because everybody's like all geared up for farmer's market right now, I believe. So let's hear about that.
Yeah, everybody loves farmer's markets, including myself. That's kind of what spurred all this. Last year, we wanted to bring something like that to our community. We don't have that over there. We're a small community.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of them in Newton County, and then, of course, the one in Harrison. But we just thought it would be a good idea to bring something like that to Western Grove. There's a lot of people that live nearby that could have a booth. We have folks bring salsa, some produce. We've had food trucks there. We've had frozen beef, just all kinds of stuff, crafts, homemade goods.
So it's not just homegrown vegetables or whatever.
No,
in that
there's no limitations as long as it complies with any state regulations to do with food. You can have a booth.
Yeah.
There's no.
Yeah, Grice reminds me of the old style community town that had a feed store and a grocery store and a restaurant.
Yeah.
And everyone would come in on a weekend or something, and they'd just meander and hang around that spot. And that's you've got a big parking lot, and you've got plenty of room there where you can have everything you want. You could have a circus there if you wanted to.
Yeah. Whatever attracts the people.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we try. There's nothing else there, so we try to do as much as we can with what we have.
Yeah.
We provide some food, and we've got, the resale store and the groceries, just the essentials for people.
Yeah.
And so,
well, your dad started this. I mean, he didn't start out in the building he's in. He started out in a smaller place.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I guess at some point he says, I probably should make this thing bigger for the community.
Well, it actually burned down.
Yes, that's
10
right.
15 years ago.
That's right, yeah.
And so built a larger building back.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess
that was a good move.
It was.
To build it back bigger.
It was kind of, the building we had was working, and the bigger one is certainly better. We can fit a whole lot more stuff, and we built it out the way we wanted. So, it's really nice. But as far as the farmer's market goes, there's no fees to set up.
Okay.
So if you are a vendor out there and you've never been to a farmer's market, just it's easy. You don't have to have any experience to come out, and there's tons of booth space.
Okay.
If you are a seasoned vendor, feel free to come by. I know you probably got some farmers markets that you hit up pretty often, but come by if you get time. What
do you do as far as I almost lost my question now. I'm trying to rewind. It has something to, as a first time. Oh, I know what it is. A lot of people think a farmer's market is just bring produce. Can you bring anything? What can you bring, or what don't you want people to bring to sell?
You can bring anything that...
Like a craft or...
Yeah, handmade goods. Crafts are good. People sell a lot of crafts. As long as it complies with the state regulations for farmers markets. And I can provide those.
Okay, so there is a guidelines for
Yes,
that.
there's pretty clear guidelines as far as food goes. Crafts, you can do whatever you want. You can bring crafts.
Okay.
People bring, they'll make homemade jewelry and things like that. That's anything.
Yeah, I was wondering about that because some at the farmers market here, there's some jams and jellies you can't sell because of the cooking process. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure you have the rules and regulations on that.
Yeah, and I don't have them all memorized.
Yeah. Well,
if somebody has a product, we can look it up.
Okay.
So there's someone out in the community, wherever, you don't have like a stipulation on how far out people can come from, right? I mean local, but yet not. Okay. And what is the process? Like, do they just show up? Do they need to be a part of the whole farmers market system? How does that work?
Well, you can just show up, and I'll greet you when you're there.
Are you there every week? Or how often do you do it?
I'm not there every week, but somebody's there.
Okay.
We do it every week.
Okay.
I may or may not be there, but you can reach out to me, and I can send you an application, get a little more information about you, and help you with any compliance issues if you have them before we get going, because we don't want to run into that later. But and then I can help advertise on our Facebook pages. We've got several of those, and on my personal page. And so yeah, that's it. Just reach out to me or show up, and we'll find you.
Grice's is like a whole complex, is it not? Basically?
Yeah, we've got several units there. Yeah, so we got a couple different buildings.
Like, tell us a little bit about what all you have there.
Okay, we've got the convenience store, which has fuel, of course, and groceries and hot food. And then we have Dana has a beauty shop there.
Okay.
She does hair and things like that. She's been doing that for many years.
Wow.
She's been there a long time. And then we have post office, and then the liquidation outlet, which we also started last year. And it's down on the end. We actually have an empty unit right now. We're trying to decide what to do with, looking for a tenant or starting another business of our own. So
you got any scoop?
I don't know yet.
We wanted to be the first to know. Come on.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what we've thought of doing.
Okay.
We've thought of maybe hardware. That's got a lot of good
Mm-hmm.
positive feedback from the community. They want a hardware, which it wouldn't be a large one, but it would be.
It's kind of similar to the one over in Jasper.
Yeah.
They've got a hardware store there.
Yes.
That does real well.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, people need that for if they forget a part, they don't want to have to run all the way back to town for something small.
Sure. Well, you cover Yardell, you cover Mount Jude. I mean, you cover a big area.
Yeah, from
St. Joe
to Jasper to over towards Yellville. Some people come from that area.
Yeah.
So that we've just thought of hardware, maybe a coffee shop or something like that, or maybe a party venue, folks to come have birthday parties.
Yeah.
So we don't know yet, but those are some of the leading ideas.
So it sounds like you're involving the community in some of those thought processes too.
Yeah, we actually did a poll on Facebook, and those were the top ones.
Oh, okay.
So, that's what they want. Mm-hmm. You're going to bring them something.
Coffee's always at the top of the list for everybody.
Love coffee. Yeah. It's hard.
If you could nowadays, if you could throw ice in coffee, it's a hit.
Right. Ice and sugar.
Ice and
caramel.
sugar. Yeah. Caramel. Yeah.
Wow.
A little bit of cinnamon.
Yeah. A little bit.
Well, you drive by the 7 Brew. I mean, it's.
Yeah, line to the.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. Yeah.
Who'd have thought?
Yeah. Well, you're on the very end, right? This building's on the end.
Well, the liquidation outlet's on the end.
Oh, okay.
And then post office, beauty salon, empty unit, store, convenience store.
All right.
Well,
so
we just need to take a little road trip and go to Grice's and check it out. I've stopped in there, but it's been quite some time ago that I ventured out there.
It's kind of an oasis when you're out and you go, about empty. Let's pull in here.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I bet they have a restroom to boot.
Yeah. And you end up with chicken and
everything else
and French fries and all kinds of other stuff.
Yeah. Tell us the specifics on the times for the farmers market, what day, and kind of how that goes.
Yeah. So it's last year we did once a month, one Saturday a month.
Okay.
This year we're going to do every Saturday.
Okay.
So it's going to be 8 to 2 until we start running to the end of the season. I don't know when it'll end, but we've started. You can come out this coming Saturday if you want and shop or set up a booth. So that's what we're doing.
There's lots of artistic things that you can get now, including, I guess, canned goods and stuff. But the vegetables and all that are not really there yet. But I bet if you can, do y'all update your Facebook page maybe with what's going to be featured or coming up, or things that people can expect to?
Yeah, anybody that lets me know ahead of time that they're coming, I'll put it on Facebook.
Okay.
That way folks know
You're
what to
social
expect.
media guru.
Well, it works.
You got to be, don't you?
That's how we spread awareness nowadays.
You bet. You bet. Well, Matt, is there anything else you want to throw out there to our listeners and viewers?
just reach out to me if you have any more questions that we didn't cover. You can get me on Facebook or any of social media. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being here.
What's the phone number at the store?
870-429-5250.
Okay. All right.
We want to thank Matt Grice for coming in this morning and telling us all about Grice's farmers market, as well as all the other adventurous things that they have going on. We invite you to go to Western Grove and check them out, especially on Saturday morning during the farmers market from 8 to 2.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to go to break.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you.
And we'll be back after these messages.
See.
Welcome back to Around the Table with Dan and Ann on this Monday morning, April 21st. Dan, you've got something
Jeepin' for Casa.
In your hand.
Jeepin' for Casa. It's the 26th. That's this Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, it's coming up this weekend.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Well, it is I think it's their fifth annual. It doesn't show here. This is really not the page to be promoting it. But anyway, they're going to be having their Jeepin' for Casa this Saturday. And I think it starts at 9 or 10, and I think people line up at 9
or 8
to go.
Maybe
it's
I don't
8.
know. I think
it doesn't show. I am so sorry, but it starts. If you want more information about this, it's 870-517-8432 to find out more information. You don't have to register, but you can. It's $40 per Jeep.
Right.
And the proceeds go to CASA of North Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So we're going to talk about something going on in Jasper area at the. Isn't this at the? For Pete's sake, I'll spit it out in a minute. I'm looking. It's Ozark Legacy. Pam Setzer Band will be there for the Ozark Living Expo, which is this weekend, Friday from 3 to 8, and then Saturday from 10 to 6. And I'm trying to find the location.
It's at the
fairgrounds.
It's at the fairgrounds,
okay.
Yeah.
There'll be all kinds of different vendors there, hog roast and barn dance, kids' day, food trucks, car show. Zach Bauer is the keynote speaker, and American Homestead. Now, you can reserve your free tickets and a $5 parking pass today if you go to, let's see. So I don't have any idea what you're supposed to go to. Now that I said that, I have absolutely no clue. Maybe it's Newton County Shindig. Dan's going to find out. You know, we're going to keep going because that just went absolutely to the toilet. Bible reading marathon is coming up here. You want to go ahead and...
You could go to the Shindig. It's the Ozark Living Expo, the Shindig Ozark Living Expo, April 25th through the 26th. It's going to be at the Newton County Fairgrounds in Jasper, Arkansas. Let's see. You can buy tickets by going to ticketleak.events and just type in the Shindig Ozark Living Expo.
There, that's a better description of what my fumbling was giving you. But that is this weekend, and I would encourage you to go to their Facebook page, check out all the details there. Now back to the Bible Reading Marathon happening April 30th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. It doesn't say where, people.
Let's talk about the summer camp. June 11th through the 15th. It's and also July 16th through the 20th. It's at the Horseshoe Canyon Ranch. It's the summer camp. The day price is $290. They got 50% off on all their cabins from ages 10 and up, and lunch and dinner is included from 9:30 to 6:30 p.m. There is limited availability. For details, you can contact the Horseshoe Canyon Ranch horseshoecanyon.com, or you can give them a call at 800-480-9635.
And that's coming up in June?
The first one's in June the 11th through the 15th, and then the second one's July 16th through the 20th.
I'm sure they want you to go ahead and get on there and register and get that lined up. Also, Try Him Records presents a night at the Seville featuring Pam Tillis. If you're a Pam Tillis fan, or if you've ever heard of her, you might be interested in finding out more information about this. Their doors open at 6 p.m. Show starts at 7, and it's both Friday, the May 9th, as well as Saturday, May 10th. The way to get tickets is a text number, so get your pencil and write this number down. 479-220-5959. And again, you can go to tryhimentertainment.com and get your tickets that way as well. But for more information, I would invite you to go to the number 479-220-5959 or 870-688-0245. That's coming up this May. Soon. Pam Tillis.
I'm not going to mention that one because it's not close enough.
And then we have Friday, every second Friday of the month. The second Friday of the month.
That's what I was going to do. That's all right. Go ahead.
Bike night on the square. And that's already started. So it'll be coming up for the second Friday in May.
Okay.
Okay.
And then to celebrate 25 years in 2025, Brandon Burlsworth Football Camp is going to be coming back here. New this year, they have 3 camp dates to choose from. Thursday, May the 29th. It's going to be in Farmington. Friday, May the 30th, right here in Harrison, Arkansas. And then Saturday, May 31st in Little Rock. Enrollment is limited. Register online at brandonburlsworth.org.
Okay.
Right.
There's also a Mommy and Me spring event that's coming, and Michelle Cross is the contact person for that. But it is going to be on May 3rd, 2025 at 805 Cottonwood Road. They're searching for more vendors. You can contact Stacy Tucker or Michelle Cross. DM them on Facebook. And again, this is May 3rd from 10 to 2, and they are looking for more people to be involved in that. Also, do you have that?
This one?
Go ahead.
Friends of the Library is having their young adult and children's book sale. This is going to be in May. Friday the 9th from 9 to 4:45, and then Saturday, May the 10th from 9 to 2. It's going to be at the Boone County Library at 221 West Stevenson Avenue, right here in Harrison. All proceeds go to benefit the Boone County Library. They are a FOL, Friends of the Library is a 501c3.
Also, Farmers Market, I think they kind of got, I don't know if they got completely rained out Saturday. I know the Easter egg hunts and stuff did, but I thought so. But again, they will ramp up this Saturday in their normal 7 o'clock in the morning. So
got a slight chance of rain too, but
there's a slight chance of rain. But they're also going to, throughout their season, offer different things such as mimosas with mom, or for mom.
Okay.
And that's going to be a little special thing right before Mother's Day.
What do they do? Do you know?
Mock mimosas and macaroons for, I guess, the moms probably.
Okay.
Specific to that from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. on May 10th.
Okay.
So take advantage of that. Moms, be aware of that.
And then did you do the Memorial Day fish fry?
No, I haven't.
This is the Memorial Day fish fry on Memorial Day, and this will be Saturday, May the 24th at the Diamond City Lead Hill event park that they have there. Saturday, May 24th from 4 to 8 p.m. Meal includes fried fish, drink, and dessert. You can do some pre-sales. Adults for $15, kids 10 and under are free. Hot dogs, family up to $5 to $50. 2 adults up to $2 to $3. Kids and 11 and up, $20. Kids plus under free. Also, proceeds go to the city playground accessibility and safety upgrades. And there's some directions. We all know where the Diamond City is.
You bet.
Check it out. Go up there. Bring your lawn chair that says for honorary and honorably served by American Legion and community volunteers as the sponsor.
And then I have another, which is the Alzheimer Arkansas support group. And I don't know if anyone has a family member or a friend or whoever that has suffered Alzheimer's, but what a debilitating period of time that is for the person and also for the caregiver or the family. And lots of times you can get a lot of help from a support group. So Andy Anderson is the person to contact, and that's in Diamond City, but 870-365-6680. They meet the first Tuesday of each month, so there will be coming one up here in May. Countryside Assisted Living Conference Room is where they meet, and that's one of the nursing homes at the top of the hill there above Pizza Hut. But the facilitator is Andy Anderson, 870-365-6680 for more information about that.
Okay.
All right. You want to take another break?
Yes, I'm tired.
Oh, he's so tired. Bless his little heart. All right. We'll be back in just a little bit. Stay with us.
Around the Table, streaming live on Facebook and Hometown TV, channel 26.1.
Welcome back for our last little bit of Around the Table with Dan and Ann. We've had a full Monday, and we're glad that you've joined us.
I'm exhausted.
Are you? You have to go take a nap?
I have to take my nap.
You pitiful thing.
I have to take 3 naps a day now.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You know, okay. I'm so sorry to hear that. I wanted to ask you a question. Have you seen an article about wavy street lines to slow down speeding?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's a town outside Philadelphia that painted its road lines wavy to reduce speeding.
I just thought I was drunk when I was driving across those wavy lines.
But if everyone's going to be weaving, don't you think that would make me a little nauseous?
Yeah,
probably.
it would.
How will the cops be able to tell who's drunk if you're weaving? Because of the
know.
wavy lines, it doesn't make any sense. The road in question has become a bit of a drag strip with lead-footed drivers is why they're doing this.
I think that's why they put speed limit signs along the side of the road so you won't have to look down at the road.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of silly. A lot of folks in Montgomery Township aren't sold on the wavy lines and think speed bumps would probably been more effective. What would be the most effective if there are speed limit signs and you actually follow them? That would be my suggestion.
Have you heard this story about Ozempic feet?
Dude.
Yeah.
No, not really, but tell me about it.
You know, they first talked about the Ozempic face. Because your cheeks are all hollowed and sucking in from taking the drug.
Well, from losing weight.
Yes, from looking at it. Then there was the Ozempic butt, the droopy skin around your bum.
Your bum.
Well, and now there's the Ozempic feet. It all started when the talk show host Sharon Osbourne, you know, Ozzy's wife, posted a picture on Instagram after her 42-pound weight loss from a semaglutide drug, which is Ozempic. But fans couldn't stop talking about her weird-looking feet. Then everyone noticed the feet of other celebrities that had been taking the drug too, like Amy Schumer and Oprah. Apparently, for some people, the tops of their feet start to look wonky from all the weight loss.
Well, I need a picture of this wonky footed
Well, it's
thing.
just skin that just kind of
sags.
Just kind of flows over the foot. Just kind of, and it flops when you walk.
You know, you don't have any idea, y'all. You know, when you lose weight, that your skin does sag. That's how it goes.
Well, yeah.
You know,
but you stretched it out when you were bigger.
But and especially the older you get, you know, the collagen is less. There's
less
elasticity. So you're just gonna, that's a result from it. But I don't know if there's a way to fix your. What's going on, Dan?
I'm just shaking to see if it. Here's some skin that will shake right here.
Oh, I have plenty that'll shake. I can show you, but probably better not. So, have you ever been on a crappy date?
Yeah.
Well.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. First dates are awkward enough, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this one might be really the worst. A couple in Michigan decided to have their first date on a beach searching for rocks called Leland Blue Stones. Started out as romantic.
Yeah.
Turned tragic.
Uh-oh.
The man's leg began to sink. As he tried to pull it out, his other leg sank.
What was it sinking in?
And in minutes, he was waist deep in quicksand.
Oh, sand.
I don't even know where you find quicksand. Do you?
No.
Me either. So evidently at Leland Blue Stones in Michigan, you do?
You know, when you can stand on the beach, and when the waves come, if you stand still,
yes.
you'll start to sink.
Yes.
Because the sand moves around you, and that's
a really screwy feeling to me.
Oh, weird feeling.
You know, that weird feeling of, or not being able to stand up because you're sinking down into the sand.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you got one?
Yeah, TikTok is convinced the Blue Origin flight was fake.
Oh.
It's silly.
Okay.
From the people who brought the moon landing was fake. Now comes the Blue Origin space flight was fake. First of all, of course, it wasn't, but good luck convincing conspiracy theorists on TikTok. They had two theories. One was that the door opened inward before Jeff Bezos opened the door outwards after landing. The other was that their hair didn't float the way stranded astronaut Suni Williams' hair did.
Oh.
She had some hair, though.
Yes, she did.
But that's because Williams was actually in space, whereas the Blue Origin female barely made it barely made it into Earth's orbit. They didn't even go out of the atmosphere. They're still,
Yeah, it's old news
it's
now.
all, yeah.
So today is White House Easter egg roll,
Okay.
Patriots Day, Boston Marathon Day, National Dingus Day, Go Fly a Kite Day, National Big Word Day, and Yellow Bat Day, and Keep Off the Grass Day. Y'all, we're about done. We will see you again tomorrow
Okay.
for Around the Table.